In this legal vision, I would like to talk about joint cooperation between India, China, and Russia. So, what is happening now that the world knows it well? Subsequent, the tariff imposed by Mr. Trump related, I'm sorry, Trump related, as also government in USA, the India got furiated and also shattered over the tariff increase. It was increased to nearly 50%, 25% and 25% penalty. A most materials sent by India, which are standing on the way, the also on the sea. These are biggest problem India is facing now. Despite it, India joined with the hands with the China and Russia recently. The visit by Indian Prime Minister at the end of the last month to the China and also the SEO meeting. That is a Shanghai, that is also cooperation meeting. That is the biggest one. That's also the biggest one organization that is the meeting and summit which was held, attended by all surrounding nations, headed by China. Despite it, main focus was done on India, the India cooperation. If you take it as also three organizations, that is a BRIC, that is also Brazil and also Russia and India and China and BRIC nation. And the meeting of the BRIC nations also irritated the USA. And in the SEO meeting also irritated the USA. And Russia later RIC, that summit is also biggest one. It is connected with Russia, India, and China. So the three organizations in the worldwide are focusing most cooperation between themselves. That is important. So the cooperation between the three nations are significant. The India now has been considered a biggest important material in the cooperation matters. India cannot be avoided. So recently, in the surrounding nations in the Southeast Asia, like Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, currently Nepal, they face more problems and turmoils within nation. But in India, the opposition parties, they are instead of supporting to the government and spelling out unnecessary anti-national words. If you take us also all the opposition parties in India, they are promoting the anarchism. India never gets bowed down by the anarchism. Anarchism, India based more and won over. But these people, like the Southern Delhi, the Delhi based organization and the Delhi based party, and they are promoting the words, anti national words, and which are not needed. So we have to think the cooperation of the biggest nation that is needed. So the opposition parties should help to the governing parties and governing government to support the cooperation between these nations, Russia, China, and India, which are necessary, so that only the economic stability can be maintained and defense can be maintained. The relation, cultural relation between these people can be maintained, which are necessary. So that in the cooperation between three nations are viewed by the USA, other Western nations with seriousness. They never think so. These three countries will join hands with each other. This cooperation has been proved by the subsequent consecutively summit and meetings between these three nations and agreements being signed by three nations, which are neither sidelining other countries. So other countries, for example, India surrounding countries are the biggest at the help of the India. For example, the Sri Lanka, Maldives, and also Nepal, Bangladesh, and even Afghanistan, these countries are at the biggest of the India. It is necessary. They can't go beyond the net of the also India. India is such as biggest nation, biggest democracy nation, and biggest powerful nation. So India is becoming the biggest powerful nation in Asia, and Russia is also cooperating with them. That's also India. China is also neutralizing now their policies to help India. Recently, the China has issued one statement supporting India. It is the biggest set of also the one. So India cannot be also challenged by the any Western powers and the so-called developed nation, whatever may be. The trio, the trilateral agreement between China, India, and Russia are the biggest one. The trio is also will win wars in the world. They can't be challenged by other economies in the world. Despite Russia is facing more problems with neighboring countries, including one war which is going on between Ukraine, it is not also easy to break the agreement between these three countries and the joint cooperation between them. It is most welcomeable that also the SEO has started with just cooperation and it will be continued even in future. It is most welcome.